everyone. So apologies for not doing a video lately. I have been procrastinating like a mother foe. I kind of go on peaks and troughs, and if I'm honest, not even too sure if I'm going to put this video out. So if you do see it, I suppose I've decided to do it. But sometimes you just got to do stuff which you don't want to do. That makes you feel a little bit awkward, okay? And especially around this time of year, I thought it was really important to do a video to share the way I'm feeling, because I find that when you're dealing with a condition of some kind, whatever that may be, especially if it's kind of like a chronic, like an invisible condition. For example, mine is thyroid, and I find that the seasons dictate a lot about how you feel. So, for example, I am struggling hugely and have been since the kind of that change of weather that occurred near the end of November with just any get up and go. I put a post on my page the other week about SAD, which is the seasonal kind of affect disorder, okay? And it's not affect, it's something else, obviously, because that doesn't begin with A, but it's pretty much the idea that your body reacts hormonally and emotionally, which is obviously connected to your hormones, to the amount of light your body's getting. So that's in the summer, everyone's kind of feeling ready to up and get going, because obviously you've got a lot of vitamin D, and things are light, so you wake up and it's light, and whereas now it's quite dark and gloomy, and it's a bit cold, and your body automatically goes to sleep, because that's the conditions to go to sleep, right? So it releases less of the hormones that are required to keep you awake, and more of the hormones that make you feel sluggish and want to go to sleep. So you're kind of fighting a little bit against a environmental kind of input on top of what you would normally kind of be dealing with, and I just wanted to kind of share a few kind of things that I have noticed, and hopefully it makes you, if you're feeling them as well, it makes you feel that you're not the only one that's kind of you're not on your own, which is what this is all about, okay? So I'm going to be trying to do a few videos over the seasonal period. One, because it keeps me ticking over, as I've written a few notes down, started writing notes down, because otherwise my videos just go all over the place, off track, okay? And yeah, and so some things that I wanted to generally talk about, okay? And it's the idea that in this kind of period where you're generally making up your own what would you call it? Brain's gone dead. Kind of progress through life, okay? You're not going to work. You haven't got like a routine. You're making up your own routine, okay? Especially when you're in kind of like a holiday leave period, for example. You haven't kind of got that reason to get up and that reason to go do something and a reason to go to work, you know, etc., etc. So you really got to like force yourself to do things. For example, going to the gym over like a leave period, you know. Everyone knows that physical activity is good for your health, your mental health. Nutrition, loads of shit around at Christmas. I will be eating a lot of it, but I will try to stay away from the sweet side of things, because it affects me hormonally. My energy levels go freaking down through the floor when I start eating sweety crap, okay? Whereas stuff like kind of savoury stuff, it isn't too bad, okay? So I choose to eat that instead. Alcohol, I don't really drink a huge amount, like daily, because again, it gives me like a 2-week hangover. So whether that's just down to me being old and just inability of drinking, or whether it's still also connected to thyroid and hormones and the way it kind of like gets this stuff out of my body, I don't know. But I have struggled to find something that isn't affected by that kind of chemistry set that seems to be rather unstable in my body. So anything I put into it kind of draws the equation away from the kind of settled line, okay, which is the best way I live. You know, I want to live on that kind of settled line. I'm more constructive in that area, and I get more personal growth when I'm in that area. Whereas when I'm kind of up here or down there, I struggle with extremes. Extremely constructive normally leads to a massive crash. You know, and down there is just obviously where no one wants to be. So yeah, and I find a lot of it is about, and I struggle with this massively. So I'm not speaking from someone who's got it sorted, because if I'm honest, this is why I did this video, because I realised that I haven't. Sometimes I feel like I'm taking like 2 to 3 steps forward, and I get really excited, and then I just come crashing back down again. You know, take 5 steps back. So I'm trying to take little steps instead of big strides, instead of sprinting, because I feel sometimes like I'm going around in a circle. I am putting out fires instead of sorting the source, as such. Good naval term there. And so yeah, I mean, I've been looking quite deeply into the kind of the symptoms of kind of a little bit like ADHD. I like to be constructive. That fueled by caffeine does not help me. I know it's one of the things I've got to cut out. It's on my list of 2023 stuff to do. I know emotional stability is good for me. I've got a lot going on at the moment. Trying to write lists, but trying not to write lists too big. It's all about trying to stop that kind of boom bust idea, which I struggle with massively, and struggle with the strength to do that. Still learning, you know, 7 years down the line, still learning, and I think I will continuously, because life is all about learning. But yeah, I think over the Christmas period, it's important to try and give yourself a break. And if you've got someone around to help you do that, someone supportive, friends, family, partners, you know, let them know that this kind of time of year you struggle, you know, with especially with the social contact, you know, with children. You know, I've come to realise that I'm not a bad father just because I get stressed when I have the nipper. It's just that, you know, if I'm struggling daily to do stuff on my own, then obviously that extra input's going to put extra load onto me, and I've got to give myself some time out, you know, and obviously to have someone supportive to help you do that is massively constructive. And little steps, get out and about in the air, even if it's hammering it down, get your waterproofs on, get out down the beach, don't get stuck inside, don't flip in under that artificial light. You know, it's like draining. You know, I'm feeling it now, I need to get out, I've got car stuff to do, I've got some rear brakes to fix, can't wait. But it needs to be done, you know, that little list. One of the things that my partner told me about, when you make lists, don't rub them off, tick them. So instead of rubbing off the little things that you achieve, i.e. they're done, tick them so you can look and see what you've achieved instead of just seeing what you've got to achieve. Just little things like this, you know, and I've learnt this from someone else. I didn't know this. You know, it just changes your mindset a little bit. So what I'm saying is, give yourself a break over Christmas. Okay, it's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be chilled out. So yeah, and if you're like me, you're already making lists of 2023. Try and do them slowly and give yourself a chance to enjoy the rest of 2022. Don't burn it away. But anyway, people, I will see you around. I'll do some more videos. But take it easy. And stay safe out there. Roads are slippery. Ladies.